There was a quote that has been circulated across the entire internet that I wanted to bring up as it's something new, a new wrinkle to how we've had these discussions about Jerry Jones, the general manager. So we're going to go ahead and look at this quote and further discuss. I've done it all, so I have an inordinate amount of confidence that if anybody can figure out how to get this done, I can figure out how to get it done. So hell no, there's nobody that could come in here and do all the contracts and be a GM any better than I can. It's funny that Jerry Jones says this because if you look at the Dallas Cowboys from 1996 to the year of our Lord 2024, the Cowboys organization has hired more head coaches than playoff victories. The Dallas Cowboys have hired a total of 6 head coaches since Barry Switzer was the last head coach to win a Super Bowl for this organization, regardless of how you feel about whose team it was and all that other stuff. But the point is that you have had 6 head coaches come into this organization and be the head coach to try and build a winning football program and win a championship, and all that this has resulted in is 4 playoff victories, none of which have been in the divisional round of the postseason. And there have been some things that have happened along the way that has snake bitten this organization, sure. But the fact of the matter is that if you were to take Jerry Jones's resume over the last 30 years and take his name off of it, hand it to some random person that understands sports and say, hey, how would you evaluate this person's tenure as a general manager? I guarantee you that a good chunk of people would be like, why isn't this dude fired yet? Why hasn't he been fired sooner? Something to that effect. And I want to be clear on something. It is hard to win a Super Bowl. And I'm not just saying that as a Cowboys fan. It's understandable that there are franchises that haven't won a championship in a really long time or haven't won it at all. It's really difficult. There's a lot of things that have to go your way, and the Cowboys are in the midst of that. But something that bugs me with Jerry Jones is that he has talked a mighty game about wanting to put the Cowboys over the top, going all in, and we know that he's just playing semantics to build up ratings in the media. That's just his MO. But a good front office would know when to push the chips in and understand, hey, this team's very talented. If we just do a couple moves here and there, don't need to sign like superstars and things of that accord. If we can sign solid starters to plug in holes here, maybe go after one very big name possibly that could push us over the top. Now, that doesn't guarantee you anything. I'm not trying to insinuate that, if the Cowboys, for example, like years ago signed Von Miller, or they went out and signed Bobby Wagner years ago, or Earl Thomas, whoever, that it was going to result in a championship. No, there's no guarantee for that, but it shows that you are putting in an effort that you claim that you are putting in. There is no one that is saying that Jerry Jones is the best general manager in football. In fact, he operates the Cowboys in a manner that is so outdated that it stresses me the hell out. And so that's where I get irritated with the Cowboys. And as a fan, it just makes me want to rip whatever hair I have left out of my head because of how he conducts business as a general manager. And look, this isn't going to change until he leaves this world and then his son takes over and he does things a certain way, probably the same as his father, and the cycle repeats itself. The only saving grace that Jerry has is he has somewhat of a charisma to him to where you can sell the BS. His son, it doesn't have that, and so you're really hoping that there is a revamp to the football operations at some point, but I don't think that's going to happen. And to that, I think the Cowboys are going to have the luck into a championship and pray to God that things go their way. But maybe the football gods don't want that to happen and just want us to be a soap opera for eternity in which we consistently fail to win in the postseason. And keep in mind, I'm a firm believer as well that it doesn't matter what you do until you win it all. The Cowboys can make it to the championship this year. And unless they win it, no one's going to care. The 49ers are a prime example of this. I'm not trying to throw shade at them. I'm just looking at it for how I'm seeing it. And that is that if you win those Super Bowls, people look at you differently. And how you are running your team and how you're putting your team in the position to win. Like, there is a serious discussion to be had where if the 49ers had won the Super Bowls they have been in, we're talking about that whole organization differently. No one cares unless you win it all. And I think that's the only thing that's saving the Cowboys in my head is that, you know, the goalpost is going to change for the Cowboys. It's going to be, if they make it to the NFC title game and lose, oh, well, it doesn't matter. Like with Detroit last year, well, it doesn't matter. You lost in the NFC title game in the fashion you did. Oh, well. But if you could be San Francisco, it's like, well, you made it to the Super Bowl. All right, whatever. You lost in overtime. Oh, well. But unless you win it all, like the Rams, the Chiefs over the past couple years, the Patriots, that's... history is more kind on winners than it is losers.